killed his girlfriend, couldn't do anything and was completely stupid. I mean, you can't get any more punk than that.
Where would you like to be?
Under the ground.
So in this episode of Mark Illuminati's World of Art, we're going to look at Sid Vicious, and for me, it's the collision of film and art. Several years ago, I made a really fantastic film, if I must say so, about Sid. It was called Sid by those who really know him, and my angle was to try and find people that really did know Sid, not these people that said, oh yeah, I used to know Sid Vicious. So I really dug deep, and turns out his best friend was not Johnny Rotten. It was in fact Jar Wobble, who's a great guy and a friend today.
I remember him as being a very humorous bloke around the scene. He was very kind of gregarious.
This is my tribute to Simon John Ritchie, aka Sid Vicious. When I was growing up, and I keep referring to when I was growing up, when you're 13, the music you listen to is the music that sticks with you for the rest of your life. And I just couldn't believe it when I saw him on Top of the Pops. He was playing Pretty Vacant, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Forget Johnny Rotten, Sid Vicious with Paul and Steve playing alongside him was the coolest thing I ever did see. I mean, it influenced not just myself, but just a whole generation of kids who wanted the black leather jacket and the t-shirt and the skinny jeans. It's still a look that remains today, and of course Sid kind of pinched it off the Ramones, and the Ramones album was the first album that he bothered to learn. He could play the bass a bit.
If someone had to be the cartoon punk rocker, it might as well be Sid. He was pretty good at it.
He burned your eyes, he was so beautiful.
Anyone who thinks he was just this moron who was sort of like screaming around, beating people up, it's just nonsense. It was just an image.
What was the next question?
I think he's just a fantastic character. As Marco says, you can't get more punk rock than Sid Vicious. I mean, his life was a movie, and indeed there are several movies made about him. We had Glenn Matlock here this week in my studio with Steve, making a film about Glenn. And Glenn says, why is it always about Sid? Why is it always about Sid? I mean, you know, Glenn was the guy that wrote the songs and wrote the bass lines, and I just, you know, you have to say what you think. And the thing is when we were kids, everyone wanted to be Sid Vicious, not to the point where they wanted to kill themselves and their girlfriend, but everyone just loved that look.
This is one great fat pimple on the arse of punk.
I don't think he could have fitted in. He just felt the rules and life were foolish and petty.
Even his pop video stage post Pistols, when he did the Come On Everybody and Something Else, I even thought that was still wonderful because I already liked Eddie Cochran, and I thought the videos were fantastic. So he's a great character, and again, this is my tribute to him. I'm a Mess sums him up perfectly. I think his whole life was probably a little bit of a mess, but he is an iconic punk rock figure, and he's not really a hero, but he's someone that I truly would have loved to have met. And also I think if he had stayed alive today, he probably would be the singer of the new Sex Pistols. It wouldn't be Frank Carter, it would be Sid rejoining them. And he really could sing, and I think he would have made a great frontman. He's so charismatic. But if he was alive today, I'd like to think of him living in a French chateau, drinking fine wine and eating foie gras. But he's not alive, he's well and truly dead, and I just think he's wonderful.
Sid was one of those guys, you could see it right from the beginning. He was destined for disaster, I think.
Are you having fun at the moment?
You kidding? No, I'm not having fun at all.